Hello, I'm NeoGets, and welcome to Home. Now, this game looked very interesting when I first saw it. It was on sale recently on Steam, so I grabbed it then. So I thought I'd jump in and see what this game looks like. I do apologise for this video being late. Now, I'm not turning the lights off purely because watching the screen in the dark actually gives me migraines, and I've only just got over one. But, I am wearing headphones, however. Yeah, sorry that the video is late. It's, I've been sleeping off a migraine for the last 3 days, and, so haven't really actually been up to recording, so let's go. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. I have no idea what button you want. Okay. Apparently the mouse does not want to be involved. Oh, my head. I can't voice act, by the way. Where was I? It was so dark. Nope. I'm blinking. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Ah. Right, I can see. Right. I can move and interact. That house. Where was I? Okay, so we've moved through that. Oh. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I don't know. Do you recognise it at all? I didn't recognise his face. He was still kind of warm. Recently dead. Okay, so the cat doesn't like me. Let's see if there's anything else in this room first. Okay, something dripping. I'm assuming it's just a leaky roof. Let's go downstairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg? I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Okay, well, we've headed downstairs. I wonder if that clock on the wall actually has anything to do with game time or if it's fixed. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Okay, so I don't know the house then at all. And onwards. For some reason keep forgetting. Oh, what was that noise? Keep forgetting what button does what. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor I really hate that word. Other liquor bottles among the dishes. Because liqueurs are the chocolates. The smell was turning my stomach. Oh. A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guess there was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Yes. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Alright. Let's head back through this room. I wonder what that's a picture of, or who I should say, I mean. It's an interesting bit of art right there. Another way downstairs. A thin grey mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Sure. It's going to die, but sure. Mice do that. Even when you save them, they get heart attacks. Just noticed my frame rate is absolutely appalling. Not a clue why. Hopefully, not too much of a problem. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? Because the owner really liked his tools? I don't know. A photo similar to the old one I'd picked up. It had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Always. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Ooh. Wonder if I've opened something upstairs or downstairs, as both were options. Let's first of all examine the rest of this floor. Go back again, see if anything's changed, and if not, I'm going to try downstairs. So yep, nothing changed. Let's try downstairs then. Lovely atmospheric feeling to this game at the moment. I'm enjoying. Hey, that clock has a different time on it. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. Sounds like you've come in from outside. Oop. I didn't actually hit anything. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Ah, right. That was just because I walked towards that. So this isn't the front door then. Don't know why I assumed the front door would be on the back wall. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning, or him. Could be either. Well, anything behind the curtain? There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Okay, so did I take them with me, or? Not quite sure. Let's head on again. Whoa, the hell was that? Nope, that's still blocked. Kind of implies that either I am the killer or the killer might be still in here with me. The door was taped up and it seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. Okay, strange door to choose to lock unless it leads outside. What on earth is above me? The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Sure. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. And a ladder. There was a ladder going underground, where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Certainly. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. Could have divorced? I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Well, they could have been, wanting a divorce, because that would explain why they're still in the photo together. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old map of the town. The industrial area near the river, the various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. The kind of things you'd mark on a town map, I guess. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. Ah, so you want me to go back in, do you? Oh, Rachel, please be okay. I wanted to rush home, but I had to find a way out first. I needed to see what else was down there. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? No, because guns can be used on you. Even though leaving it behind, it can also be picked up and used on me. I'm just not going to take it with me. I didn't even want to touch the thing. Better I left it right where it was. Okie dokie, anything else out here? Ooh, another ladder. I thought that was some sort of bench or something. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? I don't know, what can I see? Ooh. The desk looked old, and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes were written beside them in a faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Okay. I'm not going to try and guess what all the names might be, but they look like a good list of names. None of it made any sense to me. Door. Shackles. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that the woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Maybe. Okay. So, creepy body where we're jumping to conclusions. Ooh, different ladder. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked with old blood. Charming. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? we're going to just pretend no. Or they, you know, strung up venison and things on it. It's purely for hunting. Like the meat hooks in the ceiling. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn in slick, but I could still see the warnings. Okay, another ladder down. Cage of some sort. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Meat juices. Yes. Perfectly normal. You always hide your meat stores in a cage to keep the wild animals out. Yes. No murder. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? Someone else wanted clothes? You know, you throw them out, someone else needs clothing. Perfectly reasonable. Ooh, bats. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Ah. Well, we won't try and climb down it for now, then. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Exactly. Maybe it would make the ladder easier to descend. Ooh, and a skeleton that I can't observe. Onwards. So let's see if we can interact with the ladder. The rope I found would have let me climb down the ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. I'm finding the tense here very hard to keep track of when reading this. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Well, obviously if I haven't found the source and it's still going deeper. Interesting that the candles give off absolutely no light. Look at that. Gone. Magic candles. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. Okay. Keeping out. Yeah. Very good at keeping out, me. Different door. My hands tingled from the burn of sliding down that rope. Well, why did you slide down with your hands? It was lucky I found that. Who knows what would have happened if I had jumped down? You'd have broken your ankles and died down here. Still, it was all I could do to not have rushed out of that awful place. That rack, those terrible tools, what the hell was going on back there? Who's hunting? The metal door groaned as I leaned into it, causing my heart to skip a beat at the sound. As I peered ahead into the dark of the next room, I worried that I should have taken the gun I saw. But me? With a gun? Exactly. Stick to your morals. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Right in front of a, storm drain. It's not exactly suspicious. Ooh, way up. I could hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? My guess is water. Exit. I don't trust it. A kitchen knife, covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? No, I'm not taking the gun. I'm probably not taking the knife either. Leave it there. And get myself, killed completely. Oh, God! Oh, don't do this to me, game. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. Whew. Oh, hello. I just realised I can raise the torch slightly higher. Hey, look at this! Dance party! Sorry. Moving on. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Oh yeah, sure. It's number 1. Shouldn't go wrong if you turn number 1 first, I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. That's good, he has as much idea as I do. Yeah, that was door number 1. Door number 2. Another valve? Well, 3 and 4, so let's turn number 2. Yes, of course, I said I'd turn them so long as I did it in order. Pretend that I know what I'm doing. Number 3. Yes. Number 4. Go on. Yes. Oops. Helps to keep your hand on the Y button. Okay, well, that's all of them turned. Now let's see, maybe that regulator will now do something. Or, I don't know, something else might happen. Still locked? Yes. Okay, well, let's head back in here. See if we can't work something out. Through the dust I could see handprints from previous use. Probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Is that it? Well, won't let me interact with it. Come on, you could at least guess how to use it based on the handprints. Okay, so that's me done in there? Alright, we'll take the exit. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Okay, so maybe a specific combination of valves that doesn't consist of going 1, 2, 3, 4 will open it. Anything up in the air? Nope. You might have to see. That one's still locked? Yeah. Always hopeful that it will magically unlock itself. Didn't notice any sort of hints. So let's turn it again. And we'll turn number 4 as well. Ooh, what's that? That one's up. That one's sideways. Okay. And it won't let me turn it again. Okay, yes. So we've switched off 2 of them. This one's still... Yes. Excellent. So are we just going to have to return basically all of them, bar that last one? Oh no, that one's also off. Okay, so we've got them all into that position. Perhaps that's what it wanted. Let's see. Through the amazingly marked exit door. Nope. Failed. Let's see what it says if we attempt to turn number 1 again. Otherwise, maybe we'll just have to head back and go up that other ladder. Nope. It just tells me I've turned things off. And it still won't let me guess at that. So yeah, let's go play with the ladder we found previously. See if we can't work out a way to do something in here. Can't remember how far back it was. Oh, that far. It's not too bad then. Okay. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. Animals. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yeah. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. You might get it playing. Nothing? No. Okay. So we've got a water puzzle, which we might want to... Oh look, the dirt from outside is the same as the dirt from outside. Nope, wants me to press on. So we're going to have to... Oh, I can interact with that. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. But it was so high up, that must have been a sore landing. Not really, if you roll with it. Someone that actually has a clue what they're doing might have managed it. I wouldn't, but... Or you just hang out of it if you're going the right way. Lots of ways, actually. Okay, so... 2 of the things are stating that I've turned the water off. Oh, number 2's still... I thought I'd shut this one off. Really thought I'd shut number 2 off already. Looks like I didn't. Let's see if that's now solved the water issue then. Nope. Still can't get through. Onwards again. Number 1 was insisting I've turned the water off. Number 2 is on again. Yes. Ah. There we go. Paying attention suddenly actually is mildly effective. Something I'm not that great of when recording. When not recording, no problem keeping track of things, paying attention to things. The moment I turn the camera on, that's just it. Brain dead, completely. Number 3 or 4 must still be working. Let's get going again. Apparently my assuming looks like I can turn the water off, shall I? I'm assuming that he would actually bother to turn it far enough to turn the water off. This man apparently is not me. That's good, because it's suspicious that he might have murdered someone. Yes. There we go, still active. Yes. Still active. Yes. There we go, that clicked. Right, off. You off now? Yes, right, now everyone can stop facepalming at my inability to play this game. And off. Excellent. Might have actually succeeded this time. In some ways it kind of freaks me out that I can only see parts of the room at a time. That's kind of making the loud noises that it likes to install get to me more. There we go. Onwards. And this time succeed. Woohoo! Okay. Wonder what that mess is. Forwards. How to use a bucket. Anything else? Ladder or a door? Try the door first. Oh. Faint light within. Well, if it's an active sewer system, then yeah. It's interesting that the light looks to be on, and yet isn't. So obviously the same sort of mystical lighting that the candles give off. This one? Woohoo! This one opens. My frame rate's shot up again, not sure what's up with that. I found another dead body, a sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like he'd been stabbed. Probably with the knife that I walked past earlier. I could see a keyring. Oh yes. I worked up the nerve to snatch the keyring away and put it in my own pocket. Don't know if I'd put it in my pocket, or just sort of vaguely hold on to it. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the tape I found could be useful. Only if it was in the camera when the murder happened, really. Otherwise, I'd be surprised to find it, like the image stored somewhere. There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit, or a really tiny ventilation shaft. But I wondered, what did the key that I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? Potentially opened all those doors. This must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past the flooded room with this. Yeah? Ooh, ladder. I want to just first see if I can go back and open that previous locked door or not. Let's have a little look. I used the keyring to unlock the door. Success! Ooh. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organised, though covered in dust. It looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. Success! Ah, just what I was looking for. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on the VHS I found. Did I play the tape? Well, yeah. Oh no. It's kind of a horrible noise. There we go. The video showed a man, right there in the sewers, being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, like somebody had tampered with it. Oh yeah, they'd probably tried to wreck it or something. It looked like there could have been 2 men. Okay. Any more information? No. Alright. Well, we already know what's on the tape, that's a bit stupid. Anyway. Now let's, I don't know, advance and see what happens. I guess I probably could go all the way back to, is that the dead body one? Yeah. I guess I could go all the way back to see if I can open the other locked door. But unless I have to, for the sake of this, I'm going to try and keep moving forward and explore properly later. The thought of that videotape still gave me the chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? And what was in that locked room? Dunno, do you really want me to go back and check? I gingerly climbed the ladder, my leg protesting with each step of the way. Also, finally realising you're still injured. Suddenly, the awful smell of that sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. Success! Ooh. Bit of a ragged fence there. Not very well maintained. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Well, then yeah. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down, and if you were me, probably dropped it on your head and got hurt. Very good at accidentally dropping things on my head. Ooh, one we can just climb. Scratches on the water tower? In a patch of smeared dirt and grass there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Well, first I'd open it and check. Oh, missing ID. The wallet was missing ID or cards, but it had a bit of cash left in it. I slid it into my back pocket and wondered where my credit card and driver's license were. Slowly incriminating you. From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, somebody definitely could have seen me. Oh yeah. Is that everything up here? Beaver? Nope, we want to head back down. Alright. And the other way. It'd be kind of cool to make a base out of a water tower. That'd be quite sweet. Big enough for like some sort of study or something. A heavy padlock barred the rust-covered door. I tried the keyring I got from the sewers, but none of the keys worked. That would be inconvenient if it did. I didn't think I'd be able to get through, and I didn't feel strong enough to climb the fence. Well, we'll just have to find another way round. Through the incredibly screechy gates in here. Ooh. Something in front of my vision. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath the man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here, the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river, and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Okay. Randomly crawl through. Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take it back? No, I'm going to leave it out to have fraud committed on it. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I'd find my driver's license too. Slightly less likely, I'm thinking. Another path there. Ooh. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Maybe. Should try crawling through the hedges again. Oh. And again. Lots of trees. There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yeah, sure. It might not be weapons using, but I'm not moral about not reading people's diaries. At least in game world. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Oh look! Those letters match up to that scribbled out list we saw earlier. Rachel? Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. The story deepens. Okay, nope. Let's see what else we might be able to find. More path. Definitely nothing else. Oh no, just that fence we wanted to find a way around. And we've potentially missed the way around, I'm not sure. Okay, through another one. Ooh, bench. The warm picnic table stood within a circle of trees like an altar, or a picnic table in a clearing. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from who I assumed were previous hikers and campers. Campers and hikers, sorry. And, oh, the path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? Sure. Now I can get hypothermia. Two bodies, two young women, were half dug into a hasty shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. I was panicking, but I couldn't leave them like that. Did I clean up the gravesite? No, I'm sorry, but you don't want to leave evidence. I felt a wave of repulsion at the very thought. I couldn't help but be curious. What were their names? It didn't look like they had ID. Well, stop poking the bodies and making it look like you murdered them. Seriously. Okay, nothing else here. Are you going to repeat? Fine. I don't like the odd noises. Keep making me think there's someone with me. Oh. See, now I've left all that evidence for nothing. Well, yeah. Hasten that hypothermia. See, no, nothing else that we can see there. So that seems to be a bit of a dead end of some sort. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering the dark forest. Alright, so still not worked out where in the forest we are then? Nothing I can do there. Getting kind of lost here and running out of time for the episode. Might have to... Oh, no. We haven't done this one yet. I was going to say might have to end it, but not quite yet. A little bit longer. A few embers still burned within the fire pit. I thought of the two girls across the river, and I had to suppress a shudder. Who else was out in those woods? Could be anyone, it's a campsite. Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. If those poor girls were here, then obviously they ran off. There were cans of beer spilled onto the ground and the dirt was kicked up. A cheap dome tent could fit 2 people. Did I root around inside? Yep. Inside the stuffy tent were 2 sleeping bags still unpacked. Next to them sat 2 overstuffed backpacks. The cooler had some ice in it, which had long since melted and contained only canned beer and easy-to-make food. I couldn't find any cell phones or car keys. One was a cheaper-looking striped bag that contained women's toiletries and some clothes. The other looked more expensive, though its contents were similar. Okay, so... have I read this one yet? No. By the looks of it, the fire hadn't been extinguished, it had just died out over time. All lends credence to the idea that they ran. Ooh, beehive. No. Don't look. Do look, I think, scribbled over it. No. Oh, we're here. Haha. Actually, there was another path in the woods I want to check first. Before I follow the no on the wall. Oh. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Alright, cool. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return. Then we should really explore that building. I just realised at first I thought this was like a beehive or something with honey on the floor. No, it's just light. I'm just an idiot. So, into the building. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. So it's probably just where the water's allowed to hit when they don't bother cleaning it. There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? Nope, I swam. Perhaps just wading would be safer. Eh, not sure either way, it's just, it worked. I waded. Didn't exactly kill me. Nope, wrong one. Head through that one again. I wanted this one. I want to escape this wood. And so, onwards. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Probably in that little grave you dug them. Would I meet them too? No. Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Who knew indeed, because I'm going to leave this here. And so, if you want to find out the conclusion to this story, you're going to have to play this game yourself. As I'm going to continue playing now and find out what happens, but I'm not going to do that on camera. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at Hope. I've actually been enjoying the story that's going on here as it deepens, and the occasional scary noise that has made me jump. So I really hope you enjoyed this look at it, and do consider checking this game out. So I will see you soon. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye!